Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the articulated icons, the Feudal series Solitaire figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beasts, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
So we're taking a look at the Solitaire figure, which is also known as the Modern Ninja. Everything else from the Articulated Icons Feudal series is supposed to be placed in the time frame of feudal Japan, and but they did give us one bonus here when the Kickstarter was fully funded. I believe this was the last bonus figure, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe it was like the translucent version or something was the last one, but yeah, this was one of the ones in the top tier, and this is something that obviously can be used for a lot of modern day displays, and you pretty much have the same posability and playability and swappability with this guy as well. So let's take a look at his accessories. Well, first and foremost, this harness can actually be considered an accessory because it is removable. You can pop off the arms and then take off the head, and then you can actually, this comes off too, this little collar here around the neck, and then you can pull this off. I'm not going to pull it off right now, but obviously you can use that for any other figures, or you can customize this how you see fit. This belt is a separate piece as well, so if you were to heat and pop the lower torso from the pelvis, then you could probably take this off and use it for something. So obviously anybody who is a decent customizer might want to chop this guy up for parts or do whatever they want to do if they have multiples in their backer kit. But yeah, let me get his stuff back on and look at the actual loose accessories. But yeah, he does have a working holster, and he comes with a pistol. I think this might be a 9mm, correct me if I'm wrong, and that can be holstered here with no problem, and that looks good. And you know what, he can hold the pistol, but his trigger finger is not really in the trigger guard or the trigger groove here, so I'm actually take to this with an X-Acto and separate that one trigger finger so it can slip in the groove. And I'm not sure if this is something that'll be fixed on the final version or what, but this is a easy fix, similar to what a lot of people did with the Walgreens exclusive Punisher figure. So I'll do that real quick. Yeah, there we go. So now his finger's actually in the trigger groove, and that looks cool. And then aside from the pistol, you also get a little silencer which you can fit to the front of the gun. There's a little peg hole in the front of the gun, and then you can just plug the silencer in right there, and that's pretty dope. Then he comes with two sets of goggles. You got a red pair which can just slip right over the top of his head. I hope these are not on upside down. I think I got them on right. But yeah, that looks dope. It's a little closer look. And he's got a green pair, and obviously this is an accessory that can be used with other figures. However, as I've mentioned in some of the previous reviews, you know that the heads on these are a little smaller than the typical Marvel Legends. So if you were to use this with another figure, then there's the possibility that the band here might get stretched out, and you might not be able to use it with this guy anymore. But yeah, back to the red goggles. I think I like those better. But you also get a set of swords here, and these are the mechanism is the same as far as how they work in the sheath. This is working, and then the actual sheaths can come out of this little apparatus here. But these swords are both these sheaths are shorter than that of the Samurai and the Deluxe Ninja, so you actually just get two short ones instead of one long and one short. And this can be plugged on the back of his waist there. And yeah, you can rotate them how you see fit. Like I mentioned in one of the previous reviews, you can flip these so your guy is right-handed or left-handed. I believe this is the way it's supposed to go, though. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this looks good. You can get him reaching back there and looking like he's pulling the sword out as well. And that's pretty much all the accessories for this guy. But you know, obviously you have a lot of swappability with some of the other figures if you wanted him to be ungloved or sleeveless or something like that. As a matter of fact, I'll get into the arms and wraps and hands pack in this little review as well. But let's look at his articulation. Real quick before we go over the articulation, just want to take a look at the design. I do really like the sculpt on this guy. Like I said, this is one of my favorite figures so far. I do like the design. It's very sleek and modern, and I'm just not a huge fan of the paint applications here. I kind of wish it wasn't really like weathered throughout here. I do understand. I mean, I guess he's been excuse me, out there putting in work or whatever the case may be, but I think I would have preferred if it was just like jet black. I don't know. But I do like all of the pouches and everything, and I do like the sculpt a lot, the stature of this figure. Again, this is supposed to be like a Japanese dude, so not as tall as some of the other Marvel Legends, not as bulky, but definitely still a great muscular sculpt on this guy. So in terms of articulation, the head is on a ball joint, as you know. It's going to look up just about that far. It's going to look down about that far. Upper torso rotation here, as well as a little crunch forward and back. You know, if you put them too far back, you will get that little gappage here, but as I showed in a previous review, that can actually work to your advantage if you want to use an A.C.B.A stand or something like that. Right there below his pecs. You actually still get rotation at the waist here, so that's fully functional. Shoulders are going to come up just about that far. You can do a full 360. You get an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, a swivel and a hinge on the wrist, T-joint at the pelvis. The legs will come up pretty far, no problem getting kicks and all of that stuff out. Upper thigh rotation, double jointed knee. You get rotation here at the shin, pivot, and hinge on the foot. So definitely a good range of motion, same as the Ninja, but probably a little more articulation here in the upper torso abdomen area. No real ab crunch, but again, this does move pretty far down. Being that he doesn't have a gi on, you do get a little bit more articulation in that upper torso area. A few quick size comparisons. You can see the deluxe white Ninja on the left. You can see the slight differences in the body. Between the two. It's really just the upper body. Like I said, you know, you don't have the gi on the modern Ninja. You got the teenage buck with the Miles Morales Spider-Man right there, which you can see is a little shorter. You can see the Figma solid snake on the right, who's just a tad bit taller than that guy, a little more bulk on that body as well. And there's the Marvel Legends Deadpool with the green goggles, so that looks pretty funny, pretty cool. You can see Deadpool is quite a bit larger than the Solitaire, than the modern Ninja, as far as the girth of his chest and his height. A little bit bigger, but you know, this guy's a smaller Asian dude, and obviously all of the parts are swappable. Like I've been saying, that's the head from the Samurai Outlaw, without his little struggle tail on top. Then you got a Marvel Legends suited body, the Coulson body with a necklace Peter Parker there, because that head doesn't really allow for any neck room. And then this is the broken down Samurai Outlaw body on the far right without the armor on, and a Solitaire head on there, which looks ridiculous, but just showing you that, you know, there's tons of options. And real quick, interesting to note that you can actually holster the silencer too, so I'm not sure if it should go with the actual peg right side up, or if it should go the opposite way. I think it should go this way, but you can holster that too, so you don't lose that. Obviously, that's a very small piece. And real quick, a little bonus, just wanted to look at the arms, hands, wraps, pack. I'll bust these out real quick. So basically, this is a little accessories pack that you can purchase that will help expand on some of the things that you may have bought that don't have extra hands or what have you, or if you really just wanted to have a sleeveless look for some of the figures, or a gloveless look, or whatever the case may be. But what's interesting about this is you can take your deluxe white ninja, and you pretty much got the make-in for a Storm Shadow. So that's cool. I could say it. Sue me. God damn it. But yeah, these wraps, obviously you saw, were separate, and they actually are soft material, so you could actually use these wraps. These colored ones are the black ones with other figures too. And obviously you can take off these hands and swap them out for the fist or for the open hands or whatever you want to do. Again, a lot of playability, a lot of fun factor. And yes, if you wanted to go sleeveless on Solitaire for whatever reason, you could do that too. I think that looks kind of stupid, but it's all good. It's up to you. Like I said, the arm wraps can be used on other figures. They are very soft to the touch and can be fitted on other figures regardless of how wide the forearm is. It should fit on most 6-inch figures. So yeah, really digging this one. It'd be cool to have a couple of these for like a little squad or something like that. Or maybe this guy could be your squad leader and you could pair him up with some of those Scourge figures. You know, a lot of people were army building the Marvel Legends Scourge. So this is definitely one I would recommend. I really do like this guy a lot. So that's pretty much it. That's all I have as far as early samples of the articulated Icons figures. I know a lot of people have been talking about the price and stuff like that, but if you live outside the country, one of the little hacks that you could do is just basically get with somebody who already has open backer kit and you know, give them the money, and then you get what you want, and then have them ship it to you, I guess loose or whatever when they get their stuff. So that'll save you on some of the costs and some of the shipping or what have you. But the link for everything is in the description below. Thanks for hanging out with me for these 3 videos. I should be getting into the Star Wars Anakin, the SH Figure Arts Anakin next, and a couple of other things. I still do have a dessert video from the last main course that I'll be putting out as well, so stay tuned for that. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, peace.
That's crispy.